Hello, everybody. This is John, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the Finder application on your Macintosh computer. That Finder application, if you didn't know, is down here in the lower left corner. And it's that little smiley blue and white face. And if you look closely, you can see there's a dot under it, which tells you the Finder is working. And every time your computer comes on, it is going to have a little dot underneath it. Basically, uh, depending on what you're doing, uh, you don't want to be unaware of everybody working on your dock. Uh, there are only a few things, like my mail is active right now by the dot, and uh, the Firefox. Also, QuickTime is working too. Those applications are active. Basically, if you look up here on your menu bar, you see that QuickTime is what I'm using to record this. Okay, so going back to Finder now, we're going to click on Finder, and the first thing that comes up is this home page, which is the computer's owner's homepage, which is me, and it is behind this little icon. Okay, how do we set that up? Like any program, you go up here to the upper left-hand corner, click on that program. You should have a preference choice. So let's click on Preferences, and we end up with this little window. And this does a number of things. The General Settings, which is the first one that's grayed there, has these subjects on it here. Okay, show these items on the desktop, and you have hard disks, external disks, CDs, DVDs, thumb drives, and also connected servers, which really isn't going to affect the majority of you who are just average daily users. So you don't really have to be concerned with connected servers because you just won't see them. I do have it checked off, but it really doesn't matter. It's kind of a default, I believe. But anyways, external disks are, in this case, I've got this disk up in the upper right-hand corner is the Time Machine, which is right here. Okay, and that disk just kind of sits there. If I rather not look at it, I would come over here where it says external disk, click that off, and you notice no more Time Machine there. But it's nice to have it there. You can tell if it's not there, then you worry a little bit. Is it working or is it not? Okay. Getting back to the Finder and Preferences, we have all that. Now down here, you've got this new Finder window, and that is can be your choice, definitely. If you click over here, you're going to get a couple choices of what you want when you first open up Finder. That is basically a simple way of jumping in and taking a look at your main files that you'll be working with on your computer by going to this home, and that'll have your computer's name on it also. Okay, the next thing you might want to look at is this here called Sidebar. We're going to click on Sidebar, and now the sidebar is this area right here. So you've got favorites on the sidebar, and those correspond to the check marks under favorites on the preferences menu. Shared files, nothing's uh, check marked, so there's nothing in there. Devices, you can see that I have the Macintosh hard drive, and there's the time machine. Those are the two basic devices that are currently hooked up. And if you look down here, devices has hard drives, external disk, CD, DVDs. Okay, like I said, if I plug in a thumb drive or a portable drive, you're going to see it on the desktop. So, with that said, take a quick look here. Close that out. We're going to take a quick look. And down here, if you did or didn't know, is a way to increase and decrease the size of your icons. Doesn't hurt to, play around. You new users do play around and see what your preferences are going to be here. Okay. So this window obviously can be adjusted to whatever size you want to play with on the screen. Either you can do it horizontally, top to bottom, any four side you can hook to, or what I like is to hook onto this corner and kind of quickly get that enlarged or something so that we can see it. The other thing, real quick, is going over these four file views that you can have. This is the icon view, where you just view them as icons. The second one is a kind of a list view. And then we have the column view. And we have the, where you can just touch your pad, or I'm just touching the Mac mouse slightly like a touchpad. Not sure how a mouse with a roller, you have to kind of experiment to see how your mouse is set up for this file structure. But like I said, I do prefer for the home file, I prefer the icon view, because these are the main folders you're going to be using. Applications has all your applications in it, and basically I keep that in a view here of icons. Okay, two ways of putting an application on the dock: click and drag from your applications folder, put it on the dock, and the other way is to go down here to launch and click on it, and it will launch with one click. Okay, so going back to home here, let's look at this other next folder, is the desktop. Okay, the desktop basically is this area here without this folder or window in it. We can move it over, but kind of clean. Yeah, you think it's clean. Well, what I did is I opened up a folder on the desktop. While the desktop was active, I put an untitled folder on there, and I put all my current files in here, and just to keep them out of the way for this tutorial. Okay, the next thing is your documents folder. Okay, now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of things here. On a PC or on a Mac, I like to say the documents and, whoops, didn't want that, and the download folder are the two main folders that one would be using daily. The downloads folder is going to be the folder that basically things are going to go in there when you're on the internet and you download a picture, a file, or something like that, and you go, where the heck did that thing go? I clicked on download. I waited. Downloading completed. Uh, but I can't find the file. Okay, if it doesn't come up and ask you, it probably, more than likely, went into your download file. So what you would do would be to open up your downloads over here and go up at the top and let's see, date modified. We got January 2011, 2016. Okay, so by going under date modified, you click on it till you get this caret arrow, as I call it, and you go newest. And if you just downloaded it, it'll say today up here, basically. And oh, there's the file right there. Now, when I work with files, I work with them on the desktop. So you would take whatever file that is, maybe, put it on your desktop, and from that point, you can put it wherever you want. So going back with this arrow here, whoops, and go back one box. Okay, that gets us back. So that is your downloads folder. Documents, once you go into your documents folder, which is set up here in this structure, and I've got all these folders here, and that's where I put all my different documents, hopefully. A lot of these files are desktop files I haven't really reorganized if you get spread out. But if you see this folder here, untitled, I could title this with like today's date, put it in there, and it'll join all these other folders that I've put like A's on them so that they're at the top of the list here. And that's the way I particularly go to find them. But like I say, these are all your preferences. There are many ways to do things in the computer, multiple ways, I should say. And just feel free to look and see what the different views will give you, you know, what you like, what you don't like. And that's the way you want to put things. And then if you go back in your arrows, so you cannot go backwards anymore like on the internet, and then close out, and you're done for the day, possibly. Or that kind of keeps it a little neat. And then you can carry on with whatever other chores you're doing with the computer. Hope this helps you all to kind of play around with your computer for you new users, or gave you a few little hints for the experienced users. Have a good day.